Hi everyone, as you can see we're just focusing on Bitcoin at the minute, and this is our cup and handle that we're waiting to play out, but it is on its way to play out, as you can see. Yesterday said that this was forming a bull flag just there, which it is, and it eventually broke out, and the point at which it broke out would be the same size as the previous bull flag, the measurement of the flagpole. So you can see that from there to there, when it broke out of this bull flag, it went up exactly the same length as the flagpole. You see that at the bottom of the channel? So now you could say it's potentially forming another bull flag just here, like this, and then we'll eventually pop out of this again. But the only thing to notice is if we bring up the RSI, so in the price action we formed a high and a higher high, and then in the RSI we formed a high and a lower high. That's actually a bearish divergence, which means that the price is reflective of its current trend path. Not always, but 90% of the time that does play out. So this could basically roll over, it could fall out of this channel and back down to this level here, which is the original breakout. So you could potentially be looking at a dip. So effectively this is forming what looks like a bit of a descending channel, basically a bit of a bull flag again like this previous one, but the bearish divergence here is telling us that potentially the price should crash down. And when it crashes down, it will crash down to the original point of the breakout. So we could be expecting, it's not set in stone, but we could be expecting a breakdown from this of around 6 to 7% for Bitcoin over the next coming days to weekend. So it's just something to keep an eye on, this bearish divergence in the price action, guys. It could basically break down. Yeah, so we could kind of drop out of this down and just retest this level here before continuation to the upside for Bitcoin. So that's just something to keep an eye on, guys. Just going to jump into the Ethereum chart right now. So we're just looking at Ethereum on the 4-hourly chart, as we've spoken about before. It's testing this resistance in this upwards channel, and then this is the support down here. So as you can see in this whole move, it's only tested it 1, 2, 3, 4 times roughly. So it's not actually been down to test the bottom of this channel yet. So effectively, we spoke yesterday about how this could potentially be a reverse head and shoulders pattern, as we have our head. Let's remove that. So we have our head, our shoulder, and it's basically could be forming the other shoulder right now before it breaks to the upside. And we did say that when it breaks to the upside, that is a potential move for Ethereum. But I have noticed something else here on the hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame here, if you look, we could be forming a small cup and handle just here on the hourly time frame, and that will give us a potential breakout. If this is the cup, this is the handle, and we measure from the center of the cup down to the bottom, which was roughly there, and we break out at the neckline, that should see us shoot up to 1946. So that is a potential play forming there on a lower time frame for Ethereum, a cup and handle. Something to keep an eye on, guys, of a potential breakout to 1946 over the weekend. But again, nothing set in stone. Please remember that, you know, Ethereum could break down and it could come down to retest this support down here before bouncing back up. So just be wary of that. Nothing's set in stone. I'm not telling, it's not financial advice. That's just a potential play for Ethereum. It does look like it's curling up for a move, and this on the hourly, this cup and handle formation looks quite feasible. Like it's still on the cards. So if Ethereum was to break down at this point and retest this support, then you could open a short position from this position right here. Set yourself a small stop loss, you know, a couple of percent, and you could go down to this channel here. So it tested this support as it has done down here. You see just there, bounced off it as support, bounced off it as support, bounced off it as support. That you'd be looking at a 14% short position on Ethereum, and obviously you can leverage trade that as well on any leverage trading platform, and you can get up to 10x, 20x, even 100x times your investment. But obviously remember, with risk, with high reward comes high risk, so you could easily get liquidated if it goes the other way. So it's just potential play for Ethereum. I'm just going to bring up the RSI on Ethereum and see what that's trying to tell us. So as you can see, we've got a higher high and a lower high on Ethereum, and in the RSI we've got a higher high and a lower high. So that's basically means that the trend is your friend. What we would be looking for here, which would be a very bullish sign, if we had a lower high and a higher high in the RSI, which would mean that this trend is actually looking like it's going to reverse, because that's called a hidden bullish divergence, and it's pretty solid evidence that Ethereum would do something like this and go against the trend. So that's just something to keep an eye on. That's on the hourly time frame. So Ethereum does look super bullish, guys. So I'm just going to jump to Link. So just looking at Link again, you can see it's just trading in this channel here. Keeps bouncing off his support beautifully. I'm just waiting for a breakout on Link. It's like it's coiling up. Almost like it's coiling up and it's ready to just explode to the upside. But again, if it was to break down, which is a possibility, nothing is certain. It's not financial advice, but it could potentially break down, and you would be looking at previous highs, the swing highs, as the next level of support. So in this instance, at 26.82 is a lot of support. You see the previous high just there. Just there is the previous high. So Link could potentially drop down to that level and then bounce off it. So that's something to keep an eye on, guys. So just jumped into 1 inch here. Let's zoom into our chart. So 1 inch is playing out beautifully, really. We did say in yesterday's video that this level here is critical support. If we break that, there will be a big move to the upside of 652. That's what we're eyeballing. But as you can see, just like RSR did, when it breaks out, it will come down and test this as previous. It will come down and test this as support, because in the past, what it was doing, it was testing it as resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple touches in this zone. You know, it had a breakout there, which made its previous all-time high, got rejected, come back down into the trading zone, and it's been bouncing around in there, guys, just like I've been telling you in the 1 inch videos for days, for weeks. Trade within this zone and look perfectly in this channel. So effectively what it's done 1 inch is just trade in this channel, waited to pop out at the top of the bull flag, which was forming resistance. When it popped out, went to the upside, it always comes back down to test it as support to make sure that it's not an invalidated move. And to be fair, the volume was quite nice. There's quite a bit of volume there. Could expect a little bit more volume to make this cool move a little bit more valid. So effectively what I'm eyeballing here for 1 inch is this move here. This bounce off support is brilliant. So potentially more upside for 1 inch, and test this level up here that we've been targeting, which is 6.52, sorry. We have got to take out the previous all-time high at 1 inch, and if you look, it did wick up to 6.34. So that's a level of resistance right there. So I would expect some fighting to go on up there at that level at 6.32 to take out this form of resistance. But things are looking good for 1 inch. It's very positive that it broke out of this channel. It trended up, it's coming back down, it's tested it as support, it's now trading off it. So yeah, it could get a little bit choppy in here for a few days. Test support again, dependent on if Bitcoin and Ethereum behave, because obviously everything's moving in tandem with them. You've got other alts that are absolutely going insane at the moment. My only advice to that is just don't dive into any parabolic move, because you always get burnt. Unless you're at the start of the move, don't dive in. It's entirely up to you. It's not financial advice, but if you do dive in, there's a tendency that you're going to get burnt, because you know, jumping in on an 80% move is not really realistic. You want to be there when it's at 0. You know, you want to be there when it's in the negative and feel it, like down here. Personally, I wasn't up for this trade, but you know, I've been holding 1 inch, and I wasn't awake for this trade, but I would have loved to have been aware that it broke out, came down, I would have been looking at this chart right here to say on the 4 hourly, well, I'm looking for a trade. I'm looking for an entry right here to long it, because if you were longed it at this position right here off this support, which it did test as support, set a small stop loss, you would be in a 6% trade, and that only happened this morning. So that's a great trade already for this morning. And obviously because I was asleep, I didn't take it. But these are the opportunities in crypto, and you see them, like, you know, it happened in RSR and it's happening in 1 inch. So providing that we can maintain this trajectory for 1 inch, then yeah, I would definitely say that we're going to be looking at testing this previous all-time high as resistance up here at 633. Get through that, and then we're off to the races. Obviously, you know, we'll take out this target, which was the inverse head and shoulders target, if you remember, of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So you measure from the resistance, the neckline, down to the head, and that gave us that target. But the initial breakout target is this bull flag that we're in, and that was from this breakout point here to the top of the bull flag, and then you go from the breakout point of the initial resistance of the bull flag again, and that gives you this target up here that we've been targeting for a few weeks now, which is at 711. So that is our main target, getting up there. So even if you was to say at this point, okay, well, I'm just going to sit in a trade now for 1 inch. I'm just going to look at this trade. I'm going to long it as the next retest. You could be patient and see if you get a retest, or is this full bull mode now for 1 inch? But anyway, that's entirely up to yourself. Or you could long it from this position, and you would be looking at the moment, if we could get all the way up to that target, you'd be looking at a 27% trade, guys, on 1 inch. So that would be an incredible trade, and that could potentially play out over the next week to 2 weeks, or if not, coming days. Who knows? No one's got a crystal ball in crypto, but it's an exciting space to be in, and that is a potential trade play out there, you know. So I'm just going to jump on RSR. So yeah, lo and behold, look, my targets are being set. My target's well on target for RSR. Absolute flying. Just patience. I see so many people saying, oh, well, it's not happening yet, and oh, it's gone down a bit. But the charts do not lie, guys. They do not lie, and we are in an uptrend, and we're in a bull market. You know, there will be dips, and you got to live with those. But right here, if you go back to my previous videos for RSR, I said that this was a local bottom. That is the absolute local bottom for RSR. It's triple bottom 1, 2, 3 in that downtrend where Bitcoin kept crashing last month. Had this insane run up, consolidated in this bull flag, just like 1 inch is doing right now. It's a rinse and repeat pattern from the looks of it. Trades in this channel. You know, you could have been selling here, buying here, selling here, buying here, and swing traded in this channel. Not financial advice. And then obviously it touched the bottom again of this channel, and it broke up, and then it broke this resistance, and it's just off to the races. Came back down just like 1 inch has done, tested it as support, and it's just gone. So basically now RSR is on its way to the breakout of the bull flag. Just there, you see that bull flag? So that gives us basically gives us a target of 0.77. Perhaps I'm a little bit exuberant with that. If we was to say, okay, let's measure the bull flag, and let's measure it from the breakout point. So we'll go from the bull flag. So the breakout, I would say, was there to the top of the bull flag, and we put that at the breakout, which was just there. So just there, we've got a price target of, let's drop that in. We're just in our price target for RSR, and it is 0.73 on this move. So again, bull flag, consolidation, breakout from the bull flag, well on its move. So effectively, if you'd have took the trade down here a couple of weeks ago, you would currently be up a whopping 102%. So again, a fantastic trade, and I don't see no reason why it would not get to this target right now. And obviously when it gets to that target, it'll consolidate again before moving again. And that's how it all works. Hopefully. Nothing's set in stone, but that's just charting, that's just technical analysis. So that's it for this video, guys. Please give me a big thumbs up and a like, and I appreciate all your comments. Please subscribe to the channel and share the videos. Thank you.